What's up, nerds? Welcome back to Cartoon Universe. My name is Elle, and I like a lot of things. I like science fiction, I like horror, I like action. And do you know what does all those things really well? Predator Badlands released this November 7th, and I have to say, it is absolutely killer. I got to attend an early screening, thank you, Mom, and the way this film expands our understanding of the universe, exploring not only the Yautja culture and perspective through Deck, but also the synth point of view with Thea, is food for the sci-fi lover's soul, and further confirmation that Dan Trachtenberg is the best thing to happen to the Predator universe since the death of the lobster suit. But wait, I hear you cry. I thought I was watching Cartoon Universe. As totally awesome as this movie looks, I'm pretty sure that's live action. And you would be correct. Sure, I could go off on some tract about how CGI has been blurring the line between live action and animation, which is not a dig at Badlands, by the way. The effects are brilliant and serve the story, and I could make a whole video gushing over the movement of Deck's cheek flaps alone, but that's not what I'm here for. I don't need to shill for Badlands. I'm sure it's going to do just fine. No, I'm here to talk about the first Predator movie that released this year. Predator Killer of Killers is the 6th feature film in the Predator series, or possibly the 8th if you count the Alien vs. Predator movies, which released direct to streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus on June 6th, 2025, and as you can see, is fully animated. The Predator series has made forays into animation before, primarily with the Predator Holiday Special, but where that was played for comedy, between its heavy themes and harrowing violence, Killer of Killers is a Predator film through and through. Fun fact, this is the first Disney-produced film to receive an R rating from the Motion Picture Association. Now, as the point of this video review is ultimately to convince more people to watch this movie, I'm going to try and avoid major plot spoilers, but there will be discussions of the film's various settings, characters, and themes. So if you want to go in totally blind, pause the video right now and go watch it. I'll be right here waiting to gush about it with you. Still here? Alright, let the hunt begin. To give a little background, the Predator franchise began in 1987 with the movie, well, Predator, starring future California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger as the human hero and the late great creature actor Kevin Peter Hall as the title alien. The series has been going strong in the years since with movies, comics, video games, and more. To sum up the basic formula, the Predators, or Yautja if you're a pretentious nerd like me, are an alien race of big game hunters whose intergalactic society revolves around the eternal pursuit of the biggest, baddest trophies. Thus, in the search for the most dangerous game, they've made a habit of inserting themselves into human conflicts, observing from the sidelines until the strongest, smartest, most challenging prey reveals itself. Sometimes it's soldiers, sometimes it's city cops, sometimes it's serial killers, and sometimes it's autistic children? Yeah, we don't talk about the Predator. Anywho, fast forward to 2022, and new series director Dan Trachtenberg decides to shake up this formula, setting his new film Prey not in the present day, but in 1700s America, pitting its predator against young Comanche hunter Naru. Prey would go on to see incredible success, receiving the highest critic scores of the Predator films to that point and becoming the most watched movie in the United States when it released to streaming. So, when it came time to develop a follow-up, Trachtenberg apparently went, you know what? That went really well. What if the next movie was that, but even more? Thus was born Predator Killer of Killers, a century-spanning anthology film depicting 3 of the most intense Yautja hunts in Earth's history. Historical alien hunts, a concept so nice they did it thrice. To be clear, this is not a criticism. This film isn't just a retread of Prey, it is a worthy follow-up that starts at the door Prey opened and takes off sprinting. In the post-Prey period, Predator fans across the internet were tossing out all kinds of historical matchups they wanted to see, and Killer of Killers delivers. Want Predator versus Vikings? This movie has you covered. Predator versus Samurai or Predator versus Ninja? How about both at once? Predator in World War II? Fighter planes versus spaceship, let's go! And the time periods in each segment aren't just set dressing. Each setting is both well-researched and well-utilized to create a unique matchup each time. The Nordic climate plays havoc with Yautja heat vision. The Samurai and Shinobi are as much at each other's throats as the Predators. The fighter pilot saves the day by knowing how his plane works. The human leads are representative of their eras without being flat stereotypes. Their actions is informed by their personal histories and relationships as much as their cultural backgrounds. And it's not just humanity we see developing across this film. Trachtenberg and the animation team worked to make the Yautja in this film, quote, as varied as we are. The Predators in this film are just as individual as the characters, often mirroring or contrasting them directly, pursuing their hunts with different weaponry, tactics, and levels of respect for their quarry. As distinct as each segment is, though, they come together together not just in premise, but thematically in fascinating ways that ripple out and recontextualize the series. In each chapter, humanity is pitted against the predators, and while each conflict reveals how our species are different, highlighting human collaboration, ingenuity, perseverance in the face of loss, they also dredge up our shared drive for survival and supremacy, our capacity for dehumanization and culpability in carrying on cycles of violence, all those ways in which humans and their inhuman hunters are the same. Per Predator tradition, each arc is framed by humanity in conflict with itself, a tribal vengeance quest, a family violently separated by status, a world at war. The Yautja hunt our heroes, see humans as nothing more than an obstacle, but are our heroes that much better? Beyond the story, we have to talk about how that story is presented, the animation itself. The entire film was animated in Unreal Engine 5, and, as you've probably observed on screen, took a lot of visual inspiration from Netflix's series Arcane. Understandably so, that show was a benchmark of gorgeous modern adult animation. And it's not just a style rip, several Arcane animators actually worked on this movie. It might seem a strange choice to release an animated feature into a series that has otherwise been rooted in live action, but A, you're watching the Cartoon Universe channel, you know that animation is just as worthy a cinematic medium as film, and B, this movie features interspecies underwater wrestling and an aerial dogfight through the streets of occupied France. I genuinely don't think you could do some of the sequences in this movie in live action. The medium serves the stories being told. Additionally, in a strange way, I think the visual presentation may act as a sort of accessibility feature. Predator is a series known for bloody brutality, and this installment is no different, but while realistic violence can turn curious viewers away, the filter of stylized animation could soften that blow. Now, admittedly, my only evidence for this is anecdotal, but one of my viewing companions with a fairly low gore threshold was able to watch this movie no problem. So if you're a sci-fi action fan and want to dip your toes into something more savage, this could be a place to start. I must admit, when I started making this video, I wasn't really sure what I was trying to do with it. I just knew I wanted to talk about this incredible animated project from a series I love, one that took me by surprise. And that's when I realized, why was I taken by surprise? Where was the hype for this movie? Killer of Killers beat Prey's series record for highest critic scores, it released on the same streaming platform to similar viewer records, it had an ideally timed summer release, and yet I hadn't seen nearly as many social posts or headlines as I had for Prey before or after its release. When I was talking with a fellow Predator fan in the run-up to Badlands and mentioned this movie, they hadn't even heard of its release. Now, this could be for any number of reasons. Maybe there was insufficient marketing, maybe other movie releases pulled focus, but ultimately I find my blame drawn to the ever-looming figure of animation bias, of the film industry's deep-running dismissal of animated art. In this time when Predator is at the forefront of people's minds, I wanted to shout out an entry in the film series that I feel didn't get its flowers, and what better audience to tell than one dedicated to the world of animation. Here's how badly I want you to see this movie. There's a whole fourth segment of the anthology that I didn't talk about, that I won't talk about, even though it's amazing, because I'm not going to spoil something that you should see for yourself. If you're a Predator fan who skipped Killer of Killers, know that this is a worthy addition to the Predator legacy. Please, before you go see Badlands, see this. If you're an adult animation fan looking for something new to explore, this movie is a great entry point to the world of Predator. And if you, like me, like science fiction, horror, or action, give this movie a shot. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you like learning more about your favorite animated series, why not subscribe to the channel? If you have your own observations to share about Predator Killer of Killers, leave a comment below, or check the pinned comment to join the Cartoon Universe Discord server to find fellow fans. Thank you so much for watching, and may all your hunts be honorable.